compressed ball of molecules, however small it was, is sometimes referred to as the cosmic egg. And out of that, all reality sprang into existence. And someone asked if there was a cosmic chicken that came before the cosmic egg. Which came first, the cosmic egg or the cosmic chicken? Well, in the early 1960s, America took prayer out of its public schools, and they took Bible reading out of its public school classrooms. Every year we seem to find another story where some student is admonished not to talk about God or the Bible or their faith or religion when giving the commencement address at their baccalaureate or at their high school graduation. And I like what some kids do who believe in God and believe in the Lord and don't like the high school dictating that element of their life. They agree with all the other students. One student said, when I sneeze, on cue, you all shout, "God bless you." And that's how they got around that at their high school graduation. She sneezed and everybody else shouted back, "God bless you," just to defy the authorities of the school. But education itself, you know what, those people who believe in a lot of mythology, like evolution, you know what they're called? Professors. And Paul says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. The Bible says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And one woman wrote a book called Why Johnny Can't Read, not long after God was taken out of the school system. Now, that's not the only reason. But I'll tell you what, if God is not invited, you can't expect God's blessing on it.
Yeah, that's right.
One woman said after 9/11, we kicked God out of our schools, or after the Hurricane Katrina, excuse me, kicked God out of our schools, kicked God out of our public places. We don't discuss them in the country. We basically say we don't want God in our public life. Is it any wonder that disasters come and people say, how come God let this happen? Well, apparently you didn't want God in your country.
That's right.
He wasn't welcome. All right, the second leg of this unholy trinity I want to consider is what Jeremiah calls might, or the mighty man. It's unbelievable how much emphasis is also put on physical fitness and health and strength and athletics and sports as a constant pampering of the flesh to look good and look better and feel younger and be stronger, have more energy, more vitality. And Americans spend billions of dollars each year on sports, either as participants or as spectators. And hundreds of millions around the world watch the Olympics every 4 years because people are upset. This is almost a religion with some folks. In fact, I was talking about people's preoccupation with sports, and someone let me know that if I kept talking about that, they weren't going to come back to church anymore. And that's why this particular couple no longer attend here. I guess every once in a great while when I mentioned it, that's just enough to set that fellow off, and he's not interested in hearing somebody run down CNN or ESPN, any of those other channels that he spends all day long sitting in front of.
Oh, boy.
But the word might can also come to include other things. Under this heading, we might also add power and influence, authority. People like to be over other people. There are, a lot of slogans out there. Be your own boss, own your own business, take control of your own life. You're only limited by your dreams and your self-doubts. Believe in yourself, conquer your fears, dream the impossible dream, fight the unbeatable foe. Knowledge is power, be all that you can be, and all of that yelling and screaming of those kinds of slogans non-stop, morning, noon, and night, has created a whole generation of people who think they are invincible. They need nothing but themselves. The TV afternoon shows like Oprah and Ellen DeGenerate and other shows like that, where there's just a constant parade of guests who are there to talk about themselves and how you can improve this area of your life and that area of your life. All you have to do is buy my new CD or buy my product or subscribe to my newsletter and all your problems will be solved. There's that big guy with the full set of bright smiley teeth called Tony Robbins, who's always talking about unlimited power and your personal power. And it's funny how a lot of TV ministries have taken his same shtick and the same outlines that he sells to business and corporations and to commission sales people to improve their sales and make themselves more appealing in the marketplace. And they've taken that and they've sold it to their congregations that this is God's plan for Christian prosperity and Christian success. And Jim Bakker did the same thing. He took one of those fellows that had these motivational tapes and self-help products and books and simply rewrote it and packaged it as God's plan for Christian prosperity and Christian success years ago on the PTL Club. And of course it was fine until he got caught for embezzling or cheating people out of their money. So you want to be careful about following the same thing that everybody else follows if it's not in accord with the divine revelation of God. So with the constant preaching in this day and age about getting in shape and making a good impression and looking your best and expecting the best of yourself and power of positive thinking, and that the world has gone mad. It really has. Take some 16, 17-year-old girl, and she's wearing the most popular haircut because all of her girlfriends at school wear it, and she's got the most important or popular CDs she's listening to, or posters on the wall, and most trendy purse and blouse or shirt and skirt or pants and shoes and everything else that everybody else has. And they ask, what's important? Well, I think what's important is for people to like me for just who I am. You can't tell who you are. You look like everybody else on the school campus. You're not an individual any longer. You blend in with the scenery. And it's just a strange world that we're living in. So they think things like power and being will bring influence to their life, being a mighty man. Paul says, for when I am weak, then am I strong. And your strength has to come from God and your relationship to Him by Christ first and foremost before you are ever going to do anything that will be pleasing to God. If all the unsaved folks are doing it, you better watch out. It might not be the right thing for you as a believer to be following and pursuing. Not everybody is trim and good looking and in shape like I am, right? So some of you are going to really have to readjust your lives. No, I'm just kidding. And get your priorities straight. It is not in the amount of education, which the world thinks is wisdom, where all the answers lie. It is not, nor is it in personal success and health and fitness and strength and power and authority and prestige and affluence and, climbing the corporate ladder. Thirdly, the third part of our unholy trinity today has to do with the riches of this world. One of the biggest lies that has ever been told, that people repeat it, if I just had more money, I would be happy. Money does not bring happiness. The Beatles sang that much. I don't care too much for money. Money can't buy me love. No, it really can't. But when they died, or well, when a couple of them died, neither of them were poor. John Lennon, at 40 years old, had hundreds of millions of dollars of properties and investments in companies that he had a steady stream of income to last for many, 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 many generations into the future. Same thing with George Harrison. But money does not bring happiness. It might make life a little bit more passable or